Lighthouse Hill is one of the few exclusive communities located on Staten Island. This neighborhood sits on top of Staten Island's southernmost hill, giving residents a view of historic Richmond Town and the lower New York Harbor. Lighthouse Hill received its name from the Staten Island Range Light, which was built on Edinburgh Road in 1912. Prior to the lighthouse's construction, this area was known as Richmond Hill. The Staten Island Range Light, also known as the Staten Island Lighthouse and the Ambrose Channel Range Light, is 90 feet tall and sits 141 feet above sea level. This is the rear range light to its counterpart, the West Bank Lighthouse, which sits in the lower New York Harbor. In 1968, the City of New York designated the lighthouse as a landmark. In 2005, the lighthouse was added to the National Register of Historic Places. Currently, the lighthouse is in use by the United States Coast Guard to help navigate ships through the Ambrose Channel. Along with the Staten Island Range Light, Lighthouse Hill has a few other points of interest within its neighborhood that are noteworthy. These are Crimson Beach, the Wyeth House, the Jacques Marche Museum of Tibetan Art, and Edgar Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. Crimson Beach was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, a well-known architect and author. This is the only house designed by Wright in New York City. Frank Lloyd Wright designed this home for Catherine and William Cass. The house was built in Madison, Wisconsin, but was transported to Staten Island and placed at its current location, 48 Manor Court, in 1959. The couple named their home Crimson Beach for the centuries-old copper beech tree that stood on the property at the time. This house became a New York City landmark in 1990 and is currently privately owned. The Nathaniel J. and Ann C. Wyeth House is another privately owned home located at 190 Meisner Avenue. Nathaniel and Ann Wyeth bought the plot of land and designed their home to be a masonry Italianate villa in 1856. This house is one of the few surviving Italianate-style homes on Staten Island. It didn't become a New York City landmark until 2007. The Jacques Marche Museum of Tibetan Art is a unique style of museum. Jacques Marche was an American actress who had an interest in Tibetan and Himalayan art and culture. Marche and her husband Harry Klauber moved to Staten Island in 1921 and built their house at 338 Lighthouse Avenue. The museum was established in 1945 and built in a way which made it reminiscent of Himalayan monasteries, something that had never been seen in America before. The museum opened officially in 1947. The museum is comprised of a chanting hall, which houses Marche's collection of Tibetan art and artifacts, her library, which consists of books pertaining to Tibetan and Himalayan art and culture, meditation cells, and relaxation gardens and ponds. The museum was listed on the New York State Register and National Register of Historic Places in 2005. Located at 140 Meisner Avenue, we have the Edgar Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. In 1916, the Edgar Lutheran Home was just a small location with a couple of staff members and only a dozen residents. Due to the growing number of residents, they moved from their location in Brooklyn to Staten Island. In 1926, they opened the Edgar Norwegian Home for the Aged. Over the last century, the Edgar Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center has grown in the services it provides to elderly members of the community. Surrounding these facilities are many different types of houses, all of which are custom built. Within the neighborhood, you can find many styles of bungalows, including capes and ranches. Scattered amongst these homes are a number of colonial-style houses. You may be surprised to find that although the neighborhood consists mostly of housing, it is actually zoned to be within the confines of one of New York City's few special natural area districts. These districts limit the construction of buildings, residential included, in an attempt to preserve the natural features within. As a result, all of the houses are spaced out on large plots of land, which is what makes Lighthouse Hill an affluent community. For more information on the neighborhoods of Staten Island, you can visit our website at realestatesiny.com.